get rid of the desire for material gains, instead gain the desire to serve, do things with meaning and purpose. And of course, maybe there's times where we do things for the result, but for me, a lot of things that I do are for purpose, and they have meaning behind them, not just because I want to be a billionaire or, you know.
Material desire is a roadblock to spiritual development, which I agree. So I mean, it's like, so that's one of this book, and I think with the book, they're trying to push you towards yoga as a lifestyle. Krishna is, I'm going to give a little breakdown of the characters. Yeah. If you could maybe give a bit more clarity on them. But Krishna is Lord Krishna, which I believe is a god, or is a god, right?
I think that's how they reference it. Lord Krishna is like the higher power, the god.
Yeah, and Arjuna, I didn't go back to see, but I know Arjuna was a person who was in war. There was a war at the beginning. You enter the book on a battlefield, and there's a war going on with Arjuna, and I can't remember the other person. And they kind of, I think it was King Dehat. I cannot pronounce it.
The names are really difficult to pronounce.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's cultural.
And remember while you was reading it, because they're not like names that we come across every day.
That's fine. That's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
So this was, so it's pulling you away from that material side, and more to your spiritual side, and trying to enrich your soul and enrich your life away from, because it's all this stuff, money, clothes, cars, houses, you can't take none of it with you when you go, and it's not actually what life's about. Do you know what I mean? But I think there's a balance. There's a balance that people find, and I think to some degree, you mentioned in the past about wanting to have a haircut, because you present yourself. So is that material? Maybe if I'm not material, I don't care how I look. Do you know what I mean? So there's levels, and even with some people make a real effort to not care, to look like they don't care how they look. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So is that material? It's a very good debate. It's a very good conversation, actually. I
want to touch on it for myself, actually, because although I don't think I'm materialistic, there are levels to it, because there are some areas where maybe I am a little bit materialistic, where, like for example, I've got on Nike trainers. Why am I wearing Primark? Or do you know what I mean? That's still a level of materialism. So I think we all are materialistic in one way or another. It's just the level of which you are.
And that's what the extremes of where you go to. Some people will bankrupt themselves or live in their credit card debt just so they can make sure they have the latest drop of whatever that might be. Do you know what I'm saying? Some people will do all sorts of things. So there's definitely a spectrum of where and everyone kind of lays on it to some degree.